Okay, so this is State of Play, February 25th. We got some new Final Fantasy VII Remake stuff, and I'm just going to go ahead and let it play. I've already seen this, but I figured we wanted to watch it again together. So here we go. This is what they announced at State of Play yesterday. This is all just, hey, by the way, the game's on PS5 now. Whew. Who's excited? I'm excited. I want to talk, but we got to watch first. Recreate my first reaction. Oh my god, it's the same stuff we've already seen. Now with ray tracing. I was actually thinking this looked kind of like when this was playing, I was like, what are they announcing here?
Your girl finally made it to Midgar.
Oh my god, it's Google Girl.
My name is Yuffie.
There she is.
Hunter and elite special forces operative for the new Wutai government. We'll prove to our common enemy
she has magic skills.
Not to be trifled with. Members of Avalanche, we got this.
I'm back.
Ah, there you are. Someone's been expecting you.
What took you?
Sorry about that. Anyway, it's nice to meet you.
I'm
Sonon Kusakabe.
I love her
You what?
actions. She looks so Yuffie.
Right?
Well,
She's like, where were you?
They're the ones who blew up the reactors.
Cool. Should we say hi?
no, better not. After what they've done, you gotta assume Shinra's on their tail.
Look, a Moogle!
I love how casually that guy runs away. I love this wall running. Looks really cool. And this, oh, the action, the adventure. Oh man, the combat looks so good. It looks so good. Look at it. Oh my god, she looks like so much fun. She looks like Tifa, but with ranged attacks, basically. Devil May Yuffie. I don't know what that was. He was immune to it, whatever it was.
You guys should probably get moving.
Got it.
Whatever it is they're planning, you're better off out of it.
It was her best.
They deserve what's coming to them.
Yeah, they do, but I'm not your sister.
There you are.
Who are these jerks?
No clue. It just appeared.
Alright, so let's just watch all of it before we talk, because I have so much to say.
Now, let the hunt begin.
We got Noctis 2. That's what I've decided to call him. Noctis 2. Noctis squared. Alright, so here's the good stuff here. This honestly kind of blew me away. I didn't think it would look this much better, but they're doing the whole game over. It's not just now it plays on PS5. Like, they're actually going in and redoing everything, which is great, since that was like a big complaint that people had with some of the textures and stuff. They can actually fix all of it. Although, if you look at it, this looks amazing. Look at that left side. Oh my god. If you look here, I don't know what to think about this, because this was the big thing that everyone was complaining about, was specifically this texture. They were like, this looks like PS2 texture really far away. This looks better, but it doesn't actually look like they went in and redid it. It looks like it's just upscaled. So that's strange. I feel like what's actually happening is they're not going through and changing any textures. They're upscaling it, which they already would have done if you were playing the PS5 version. Then they're also going in and actually adding some of the PS5 exclusive features like ray tracing, the lighting, all that stuff. But they're not actually going in and changing any textures, which makes sense. But it would be nice if they at least did that for this, because this is like the big thing that everyone complained about. I mean, at least it looks better, but yeah, they're not actually like changing it. But like, oh man, I can't wait to do the train graveyard with the fog effects. I love that fog effects is one of their things. Like, oh, there's fog now. Also, they knew what they were doing with showing this part. But yeah, like, I'm just thinking about some of the environments. That was like a big difference there. They actually show the light shining off of the glass. Like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, like some of the areas, this not as much. Even though I know this is like what they really want to show, but honestly, I don't care so much about that. I want to see like the train graveyard and like specifically the character moments. The big close-ups on the characters during the cutscenes probably look so good. Alright, here we go. Quality of life. You can prioritize graphics or prioritize frame rate. I don't know why. This should just be both anyways. This is the bit. I can't believe they did this. I can't believe they did this. They added normal classic difficulty. Granted, they don't say anything about adding hard. So I don't know if when you play through on hard, if it's still classic or if it switches to regular. But the fact they added this is so cool. They're actually like listening to what we're saying because everyone was like, dude, classic is total garbage. I wish they would change it a bit more, and maybe they will for like the next game. I want to see them actually change a bit about what happens in the game, change some of the enemies' attacks, change some of the abilities to fit the classic mode better. But at least we get normal classic, because this should have been in the game from the beginning. There's absolutely no reason why it shouldn't have been. So, yeah, I'm glad they did that. These load times, look at this load time. I like, okay, I just thought this was funny. Why do they scroll all the way down to that save? Like, what are they doing? This is a trailer. You can, like, make it the first save. Like, were they just lazy? They're like, nah, let's have it be at the bottom. Because they just loaded it, and it's, like, in memory, so it'd be faster. The camera mode looks really cool. I don't really care that much about photo mode, but I know a lot of people do. I mean, I had fun with it in Ghost, so... You know people are going to be taking pictures of all the Cloud Girl moments, right? And then here's the episode. More stuff on the episode.
You see that?
That's how ninjas do it.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, I think that's everything. I think it just shows the release date again. And it shows this, which is, oh, yeah. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Now, one sticking point that I'm going to point out now before we go over the good stuff. Let's go over the bad stuff first. Get it out of the way. Does not seem like you can play the Yuffie episode on PS4. Given what they're saying right here. It sounds like they're saying it's only on the PS5, which is kind of nice, because it probably means that they specifically made it for the PS5, and it's going to be utilizing the PS5 better. But it does kind of stick, because PS5s are hard to get a hold of. Granted, this is not coming out till, what, July? June. But, yeah, I can't imagine everyone that wants a PS5 having a PS5 in June. So, yikes. There we go. So, alright, so let's talk. So, I have so much to say. So, first of all, I love that they're doing this. Like, absolutely love it. So, we were just talking the other day about how the game really needs something. DLC, something. The game has been out for a long time now, and there's just no incentive to play it anymore. Even for us. Like, there's just, you played it on hard, you completed everything, maybe you speed ran it, maybe you challenge ran it. At this point, I don't even think the speedrun scene is, like, super booming at this point. Like, it is certainly not a dead game, but there's just nothing really going on with it. And I think the big issue is that everyone's waiting for part 2. That's what happens when you make a game like this that specifically has a part 2, is that everyone plays part 1, and then they just wait for part 2. They're not going to continue to play part 1 over and over and over again. They're going to wait for part 2, and then maybe they'll play part 1 right before part 2 releases, right? So everyone's just kind of sitting around waiting for part 2. This has been the least supported Square Enix game I think I've ever seen. It had one patch recently to fix some issues, and that's it. No DLC. The only microtransaction-y kind of stuff or DLC stuff was just the pre-order stuff that they put on the store. Absolutely nothing. We expected to at least get some battles because they set up the battle arena system, and it would have been so easy for them to just add a couple battle arena, even if they didn't make new enemies. Just make a couple new battle arena scenarios, just have another one that has like a couple extra enemies in it. Or I was telling someone the other day, they could release a DLC that was simply just 2 Bahamut's in an arena, and people would buy it for $3 or whatever. You know what I mean? Just literally add anything to the game so we have some reason to play it. They've done absolutely nothing. So we've just been sitting around waiting for part 2, and there was a rumor that part 2 was going to be a smaller game, that they were going to do like kind of almost like a DLC to the first game instead of doing a full part 2 and have it continue the story. And everyone hated that idea, and I hated that idea. I want a complete part 2. I just want something to do in part 1. So it really seems like this is their answer. Like, okay, you got to wait for part 2. We're working on Final Fantasy 16 right now. Here's what you can do. This Yuffie thing, you can play through the game on PS5 again. They're giving us a reason to play through the game again on PS5 because they're actually going through and upgrading it quite a bit. And then they're adding the Yuffie story. And this is what I needed, because I don't know if I really would have played through the game again on PS5. I wanted to check it out. I wanted to see what it looked like, but I don't know if I would have played through the whole game. With this, I have a reason to play through the game again, play through the Yuffie story, and enjoy the game again. And I think they're waiting for June, specifically so that it's closer to when part 2 is going to come out. It's probably still going to be a while because we're still waiting on 16, but at least it's a bit further out, so we'll have it in our heads when we start hearing about when part 2 is going to come out. So I like that. In terms of having the Yuffie story, I really like it a lot. I really like that they're putting themselves out there and saying, like, okay, we're going to write some new stuff. If there's any character to add to their story, it's Yuffie. Yuffie is probably the most underutilized character in the whole game. Rightfully so, because she's optional in the original. But, she has a little bit of story in Crisis Core, and then not much at all going on in the original game. So if there's anyone to, add to their story, it's Yuffie. And I think this is great. It makes perfect sense that she would be in Midgar doing missions for Wutai at that time. It makes total sense. I like the new character. I think the new character looks really cool. Vincent, question mark? You mean, is Vincent less utilized? No way. Vincent's more utilized. He has a whole cutscene that you can watch that talks about his history and stuff, and then he has the whole side quest with his story. I mean, Yuffie has Wutai, but that's it. And like I said, up to Wutai, she does nothing. So, but anyways, yeah, and he has his own game, by the way. But yeah, I think if there's any character to add to, it's Yuffie. It makes sense to add Yuffie here because, like I said, she would be doing missions for Wutai at this time, and it will help make more sense when we recruit her in part 2, hopefully, if we do. I'm guessing that's what this means, is that she's definitely going to be in part 2, because they're already going to have her made. But it'll make more sense when we recruit her. We're not just going to find her in the woods and be like, hey, it's a ninja. She's going to have this whole backstory with Midgar, and then we're going to meet up in part 2. It's going to be awesome. So I really like that. Also, the combo attacks that they showed off looked really cool. We were talking about that with the combat, how they could improve it for part 2, because we're a little bit afraid if part 2 is just more of part 1, the combat might start to get a bit stale. Sure, you'll have new characters with new abilities, and you'll have to learn how to use them in congruency with your party. But other than that, we need some extra oomph in the combat to make it feel like part 2. And this could be it. These combo attacks that you use with certain characters. We were talking about in Advent Children, where all the characters throw Cloud up in the air to hit Bahamut. That's like a perfect showing of that. That kind of reminded me of that in the trailer when he threw up Yuffie and she came down. So, yeah, I'm loving everything I'm seeing. I am really excited for this. It's still going to be a bit, though. They said June, so we got a while. But this shows us that they're not just leaving Part 1 by the wayside. To be honest, I am kind of glad that they didn't focus on DLC and microtransactions for Part 1. It means that they made Part 1 and then immediately started working on Part 2, you know? They tried to get the whole team. Let's do Part 2. Let's not worry about making the money on Part 1. Let's focus on Part 2. So that's good. Don't get me wrong. But I'm glad we have some reason to go back to Part 1 now. We don't have to wait until Part 2 specifically as a release date to go back and refresh our memories. We have something now that we can look forward to play. And I needed something to spark my desire to play it on PS5 again. Because I did want to see how it performed on PS5, but I just had no real reason to play it. Now I have a reason. Now I can wait until this upgraded version comes out, and then we can play all the way through the game on PS5 and then play the Yuffie story. So I'm excited. Let me know what you think of it down below. I would love to hear what you're thinking about Intergrade, especially the name, Intergrade. I looked it up. I looked up the word, and it means pass into another form by a series of intervening forms. I don't know what that means. They said they used the word form twice in the description. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Pass into another form by a series of intervening forms. And then that's the verb, and then the noun is a form resulting from integrating. That they use the word in the description. So I don't know what it means. It's a Square Enix word, yeah. And I think it's all capitals as well, just like Square Enix always likes to have everything in all capitals. So that's that. Before we put a bow on that, I did also want to say that I saw their 2 announcements for their mobile games. The first mobile game is Ever Crisis. Everyone's so upset. When the thing came out about them trademarking Ever Crisis, everyone was like, oh my god, oh my god. And I was like, guys, don't get excited. They don't have the rights for all of Crisis Core, so I really don't think they're making like a Crisis Core remaster. Don't get your hopes up. Everyone got their hopes up. It's a mobile game. Yikes. So that's that. The one thing I wanted to point out, if I can find it real quick, it was in our Discord. I didn't actually have the video. It was in our Discord, so I have to scroll up. There was a here it is. Here is the Ever Crisis thing. It's like a so when I saw this, I thought, okay, it's like the original Final Fantasy VII chibi version. So like they're going to put in all the text from the original, all of the combat from the original, everything from the original, but it's chibi. So it's like because at the beginning it said another possibility for a remake. So my thought was, this is what everyone wanted, was the actual original game, but with updated graphics. But instead of updated graphics, it's chibi. But I want to point out, did you notice that A Not is suspiciously bigger than the rest? It says A Not or possibility for a remake. Did you notice that? See, it's a little Easter egg. I get you, Square Enix. I got it. This is high detailed, in-depth analysis here. A Not, her possibility for a remake. And this is why they did that, because the combat is remake combat. So, yeah, I don't really get what this is at all. And also, Aerith is fighting Scorpion Sentinel. So, I guess it's like it's like World of Final Fantasy VII. I don't know. They're just kind of doing whatever they want, I guess. It's just a fan. Here you go, fans, basically. So yeah, I don't know what this is, but whatever. Yeah, it's a Square Enix mobile game. What do you expect, right? And then, just because, you know, why not? Look, it won't even load. Good. Kind of glad it won't. This is their other mobile game they announced. It's called The First Soldier. It's loud. It's called The First Soldier. Now listen. We've made so many jokes about a Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale. We played ourselves, okay? We played ourselves. We made so many jokes about what if they made a Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale as a joke that the Mad Lads actually did it. They did it. They thought we wanted it, and they actually did it. I can't believe it. I just watch this and I just wonder. Like, listen, part of me. Okay, listen. Skeletor says what? Part of me is like, okay, it's Fortnite but with magic. That sounds at least fun. Like, let's be honest here. It does sound at least fun, okay? For Fortnite fans or Battle Royale fans, I'm a Battle Royale fan. I played Apex at one point, okay? I like me a Battle Royale. It's the idea is at least fun, okay? This got me though. I love this. Like, just straight up, that's how they announce it. You wanted a Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale? You got it. And I don't know, man. The girl in the chocobo costume with a gun. They're riding chocobos with guns. What universe are we in? You know? This is some kind of parallel universe. I thought when I heard about it, our Discord like blew up when this announced. I thought we were gonna be running around with swords. I thought it was gonna be like Final Fantasy VII Remake combat, running around with swords and magic. And then I clicked the trailer, and they got guns. Gun fantasy. This does take place in Final Fantasy X land. Look, I don't, this is, okay. Stop making fun of it now. It does look fun, but it's so hilarious to me that this even exists. Like, this had to have been, look, he's summoning Ifrit. Are you kidding me? This looks amazing. It looks way too good. That's the problem. It's on mobile, though, so I could care less. Honestly, the thought of playing a Battle Royale on mobile makes me want to die, so I'll be passing on this one. But if you're a fan of Fortnite, specifically mobile Fortnite for some reason, then it's all you, man. Get in there. Get in there. Ride your chocobo to victory. I want to get a winner chocobo dinner. I know. Only the hottest jokes here on 4-8 Live. Okay, so that was it. That's all they announced. I'm excited. I am super duper excited for the remake stuff. The mobile stuff, I don't care because I don't play mobile. But like Ever Crisis looks interesting at least. More of just a fan. Here you go, fans, enjoy it. This we'll see. A lot of Square Enix mobile games die immediately, and this might be one of them. But who knows? I don't. Oh man, I just don't get. That's not the market you want. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not the market that Square Enix should be pointing at. the Fortnite fans are Fortnite fans. They're not Square Enix fans. You know what I mean? I just don't see this taking off. But hey, I don't know. Maybe they did some marketing and they were like, listen, guys, we have the greatest crossover of all time. It seems like all of the Battle Royale fans are huge Final Fantasy fans, and we can make this work. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that's it for me. Let me know what you thought about the remake stuff, about the First Soldier, about Ever Crisis. I want to hear your opinions. Maybe I'll even do another video like I did last time where I do your reactions to all this and talk about it in detail. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next one.